Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena and I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos. Here on the channel we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking, all the things in between. Today we're going to dive right in. I'm going to show you a couple of different high protein snacks that we like to make for football season. So my family and I are football watchers. We do enjoy watching the game, and really you can have these snacks anytime for whatever season you want to watch, and if you don't watch sports, just to have as a tasty treat. So these are going to be just a couple of the higher protein, I should say. My kiddos are with me, of course. These are going to be a couple of higher protein snacks that I like to prep for us when we are watching a game, just so that they are filling and I don't want to say a little less guilt, because you shouldn't have guilt when you're eating food, but maybe a smidge less indulgent. But let's dive in and I'll show you what we're going to make. Here I have hard-boiled eggs. I just did them in the Instant Pot because that's the simplest thing for me. So in the Instant Pot, you want to put in a cup of water and then put your trivet in. You almost lost that egg. And then put it for 5 minutes and then let it cool, or let it sit in the Instant Pot for 5 minutes, and then go ahead and put it in the ice water bath. And then when that's done, we'll peel them and get going on making the deviled eggs. So in here, I just have the yolks from the eggs, and then to it, I'm gonna add some Dijon mustard. You can add regular mustard if you like, but we like Dijon. And then to up the protein in this, I'm going to use Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise. I'm also gonna probably put in a sprinkle of salt. I'm not measuring this time around, but if I have the measurements in my FitnessPal, I will link them down below for you. I think when I was tracking macros, I might have done a measurement of this, but this time around you can see I'm not measuring things. And then I left the knife separate in case I wanted to add more Greek yogurt to this to make it creamier, so I'm just gonna eyeball today. A little bit of sea salt. It doesn't have to be sea salt, that's just the salt that we have, so that's what I'm gonna use. And then sometimes to this, I will add, if we have some like pickled jalapenos, I will add the juice to it, or I will just add jalapenos to the top of it. For today, I'm just gonna leave it plain, and then maybe we'll add jalapenos to the top, or maybe we'll just do half. But then that's it. Then you're gonna fill each of your eggs here. You can fill them prettier if you want, but these are just for me and my husband to snack on. We're okay with it looking a little messy because it's still gonna taste delicious. And then if you want to make it look pretty, you can add a sprinkle of paprika over top, or like I said, you could still add a jalapeno slice or two for a little spice too. There it is, our deviled eggs. Next up, we're going to make a 7-layer dip, or close to 7 layers. So first up, I just showed some beans. You can either use canned beans or make your own homemade ones, whatever's easier for you. Same goes with the salsa, the guacamole. I had a tiny bit of tomatoes, as you'll see here. Those were canned, but I went ahead and used that too. And then instead of sour cream, I used Greek yogurt. I also use shredded cheese, and sometimes I will add in diced olives on top as well. It just depends on my kiddos and who's all planning on eating it, because of course each one of them likes something different. Another fun way to layer this up and serve it is, instead of doing it in a 1-layer dish like this, you can use little plastic cups and layer them, and then that way if you have any picky eaters in your house that you want to make a special 7-layer dip or less than 7 layers, you can do them individually. The first thing I'm going to do is going to ground or cook some ground turkey. This is actually a larger pack. This recipe is going to be like a mini stuffed peppers. This I saw on Julia Rene's channel. I will link her channel for you down below. But this is actually, this is a Costco pack, so this is a little bit more. It's 1.7 pounds. I was gonna say a little over a pound. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cook the whole thing. I can't remember off the top of my head what she seasoned her ground turkey with, but what I'm seasoning ours with is cumin. I really like this. We put it on just about everything. Onion powder, that's what's in here. And then I also threw in some minced garlic. And so that's what I just seasoned this up with. I'm sure you could use this recipe with ground beef if you wanted to, or ground chicken, whichever, or even like you wanted to do a plant-based option, you could do that too. Whichever you have available. Okay, so I'm not gonna measure, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it, but I just made enough to make a plateful here, and then you can see I left some, I just cut the tops off, and I thought I would stuff them this way so I could see which way we like them better, but I just made a little plateful here, so I'm gonna kind of eyeball and see how much we'll need of every item. So here is some non-fat Greek yogurt. I'm gonna add that into the bowl. That's probably like half a cup maybe. I'm gonna start with that and see. And then here's my cooked ground turkey. I did take some out and give my kids a couple of tacos for lunch, but I'm gonna put some in here as well. Cooked off most of the fat from it. So, and then she used Frank's Red Hot. I don't know if she used the buffalo wings or just the regular hot sauce, but I'm gonna use the buffalo wing sauce. I added a couple more spoonfuls of the ground turkey in here just because it looked like it could use more. And then she actually added some drops of fresh lime juice to it. I have jarred lime juice, but I'm gonna leave it like this and see. And then I just had my daughter go, and we have some fresh green onions. I think that'll go nicely on here too. So here they are. Thank you, Vanna. Thank you, helper. Okay, so now I'm gonna fill these up. We kind of snuck a taste of the mixture, and it tastes pretty good, just like that. So we're gonna leave it that way. Okay, and that's it done. Oh, these look so good to me. I know that the filling can be kind of maybe not the most appealing, but this just sounds like it's gonna be so delicious. For a more fattening option, you could probably, as you can see, we have some leftover. So I was gonna say, for a more fattening option, you could probably just eat it with tortilla chips as well if you wanted to. But this would be a lighter version of it. I'm gonna give some to my husband and see what he thinks. Okay, I'm a mess today, so ignore that, but I'm gonna let my son try it on a tortilla chip because he's not the biggest fan of bell peppers. he's chewing.
It's amazing.
Good, you like it?
Yes, yeah.
You want the rest of it with chips?
Yes, please.
Okay, I gave you some chips. So,
Mine.
Tastes good. Tastes good. He's gonna finish off what's in the bowl there. I'm glad we have a new game day recipe. I hope you enjoy it too. I will link Julia Rene's channel down below. That's where the original recipe is from. We just tweaked it a little bit for our family. So, I probably should have finished chewing before I turned the camera back on, but I just tasted it with the mini bell pepper. It is so yummy. This is definitely gonna be one of our new favorite in the rotation. Good stuff. Try it out. Okay, this next recipe is going to be a buffalo chicken dip. I have already started. I have about 2 cups of chicken in a bowl here. I went ahead and just used canned chicken for the ease of the recipe, but you can also do this in the Instant Pot. So, or if you have leftover chicken, this would be a great way to use it up. I will link the recipe down below. I will try to remember to link if there's a recipe that goes with it, I'll try to remember to link it down below. Anyways, let's jump in and get going. So I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, or preheating, and then I have, like I said, 2 cups of chicken here. The next thing you want to put in is this is non-fat Greek yogurt. You can use low fat if you wanted, full fat. That's the Greek yogurt we happen to have on hand. So this is about a cup of Greek yogurt, and that's gonna add up your protein also. So we have the chicken, and then we have the Greek yogurt. The other thing you're gonna add that's gonna up your protein is cottage cheese. This cottage cheese is a probiotic cottage cheese, and this one is low fat. Again, if you have a non-fat version you like, or if you wanna do a full fat one, up to you. But half a cup of cottage cheese. And then half a cup of your favorite buffalo sauce. We really like the Frank's Red Hot. And then the recipe also calls for 1.5 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, or you could use blue cheese. I'm gonna mix this first and kind of just eyeball it. The cheese that I have on hand though is this is actually fat-free mozzarella cheese. It's just what we had at the moment. And I don't know that I even have a whole 1.5 cups full, so I'll probably just put in maybe like half of this and then reserve the other half to sprinkle on top. This part the recipe doesn't say to do, but I'm going to just spray the bottom a little just for ease of cleanup. I had my knife that had Greek yogurt on it in there, so that's what that little bit of stuff was. And put this in the oven at 350 for about 20-25 minutes. Okay, and here is the finished dip. It looks so pretty, probably because of all that smothered cheese. You wanna grab a tortilla chip and taste it, baby? I'm gonna let my husband dip in and taste it with some tortilla chips, but you could also use, go ahead. You could also use carrots or celery. Mini bell peppers would be great with this too, if you wanted a lower calorie type option.
Good stuff. The hop is good.
Oh, it's just out of the oven. So that's gonna do it for me today. That was just a couple of our higher protein options for football snacks. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know that you enjoyed it. He's just saying this is really good. And if you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below, and I'd be more than happy to share a couple of other options that we use for snacks. It doesn't have to be just for football season, but this is what brings out our snacking, is when we sit down to watch the game. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you don't know, or you haven't heard lately, maybe the one to remind you that you are deeply and truly loved and so appreciated. I deeply appreciate you hanging out here with me and my family, and we really enjoy making these videos, so I hope you enjoy watching them. Again, thanks so much for hanging out with us.